On my annual solo trip this year, I decided to go to Berlin with the 12-week yearbook to see where it takes me. By the end of this first episode of this 12-part series, I will have completed one of the actions to one of my tactics to one of the goals I set. Now, it's February, and apparently, according to Times Magazine, 80% of people have given up on their New Year's resolutions already, me included. But through the month of January, I kept thinking, maybe we got this all wrong, and insert the 12-week yearbook. Trust me, I know what you're thinking. Is this just another person talking about productivity, goal setting, blah, blah, blah? Oh, for sure. However, I'm going to take you along for the ride. I'm going to vlog this whole 12 weeks. And every Monday for the next 12 weeks, I'm going to show up and show what the previous week looked like, what actions I took to work towards my goals. I'm also going to use Notion to make sure I track everything so I can come back with the receipts. So let's rewind a little bit. Why am I in Berlin and who am I? I'm Emma and I'm currently in corporate communications and side hustling for my father's travel company on the weekends. But I want more for myself, and that's all you really need to know for now. Enter Berlin, which is where I am right now. This is my annual solo trip, a little reset for me to focus on me and my personal goals. I'd had this book, The 12-Week Year, recommended to me for a little over a year now, but I had no idea what it was. Was it planning 1 week a month, 1 quarter at a time? I really didn't get it. So I just decided, you know what? Order it, throw it in my bag with a camera and my laptop and see where it goes. So on the flight to Berlin, I managed to get through what they call part 1 of the book, and I decided to mark up everything, used a pen, which I usually don't use in books. Pleasantly to my surprise, it was more about rethinking how we see goals and changing that mind shift a little bit. But to be honest, I feel like every productivity book begins that way, about mindset, changing your thinking, so I wasn't quite sold yet. However, I think that January was kind of a bad enough month for me to really be in the place where I was kind of willing to buy all of that. I had such a lack of motivation. I kind of set some goals in the beginning and then really did absolutely nothing about it. So while I was reading, I was kind of rethinking how we see the 12 months in the year and how school and work and life is kind of all built around these 12 months, January through December. All right, cut to a tour guide just showed up with speaking super loud, so I'm gonna go find a new location. Okay, so I was talking about New Year's resolutions, right? And basically, I feel like every year I set these big audacious goals, but then it's 12 months, so you kind of slack off and don't really do anything. So in the end, what are the key takeaways from part 1? Okay, so took a few notes just to explain kind of what the recap was on part 1, and it is freezing cold. So basically, 12 weeks, it's the new year. We're gonna throw out the whole concept of 12 months and just focus 12 weeks at a time. Doesn't matter what your start date is, doesn't have to be January 1st. Coming up with a solid vision of what you want your life to be seemed to be really important. And there was a fantastic quote from Lily Tomlin, love her. And the quote was, "All my life, I wanted to be somebody. Now I see I should have been more specific." It really explained how you need to stay accountable to yourself and in no way rely on anyone else. And the tactics that you take to reach your goals need to be very specific with dates and actions, like this video being posted. As somebody that really likes analytics and data, I really dove into the scorekeeping thing, so that's going to be a part of my technique. There was a whole part about time blocking, which I found interesting, 3 hours of deep work per week, and also equally important, 3 hours for whatever you want to do, fun. They also explain in the book how you have to take 30 minutes a day to kind of check emails and stuff. Does that mean I think I'll only be working on things for 3 hours a week and maybe 30 minutes a day? Absolutely not. So fast forward, plane lands, take the train, go to the hotel, sleep, and wake up the next morning and go straight to a coffee shop. Part 2 is all about implementation, starting with writing out your vision. So I decided to write out what they call your aspirational vision. So it's basically the life that I really want, big picture, long term. So for me, it involved financial goals, travel goals, professional goals, family goals, everything. I also added that I wanted to retire in my 50s because, why not dream? Then they recommended that you focus on your 3-year vision based off your aspirational vision. And that's where things started to get really specific. So these are my more attainable goals that I really see for myself. So for me, that looks like entrepreneur, 100% self-employed, rocking it with multi-stream income, and of course, financial goals, family goals. So then it's okay, Emma, what about this 12-week year, right? I had to think about it for a minute, and then all of a sudden it just clicked. If you are setting goals on a yearly basis over 3 years, that means you're setting goals once a year and working slowly to achieve them. Whereas if you're setting goals 12 weeks at a time, that means 4 times a year, you're resetting your goals, you're realigning, you're maybe achieving even higher. And that allows you 12 times over 3 years to reset and work harder to achieve your goals. And that I got on board with. All right, so what are these goals that I'm gonna do based on my 3-year vision? I decided to come up with 3 to focus on over these next 12 weeks. And they say that you need to set goals with tactics. So the goal with how you're gonna be consistent in your life and change habits to meet that goal. So I was like, okay, I got this. So I'm gonna share the 3 goals that I'm gonna set over the next 12 weeks and the tactics that I plan on doing to reach them. All right, so my first goal that I've set for myself is to get monetized on YouTube. Now, I'm gonna post 2 videos a week and I'm gonna post 5 shorts a week to make that happen. Goal number 2 is to publish my website and have a paid product. Now, in order to do so, 3 things: set up a newsletter, publish a website, and the third tactic will be to create that paid offer. Goal number 3 for me is to improve my overall health in general. This is a little vague, but I really wanted to test this in my personal life as well. So I've set 3 tactics to improve my overall health. 1, eating healthier in general every week and scoring myself in their scoring system. 2, my second tactic will be to hit the gym without a doubt 3 times a week for a workout. And my third tactic in order to achieve this is going to be a little bit of self-care. At my gym, there's a sauna, and I'm gonna do a minimum of 20 minutes per week. All right, so those are my goals and those are my tactics. Now, how do I track it on a week-to-week basis? Basically, I'm gonna be vlogging this whole time just so I can really keep myself accountable because, yeah, that's one of the concepts in the beginning of the book. Also, they have a scoring system. I'm gonna rate myself from 1 to 10 every week on each of the tactics. For some of them, they're not due every week. However, for 2 to 3 of the goals, literally all my tactics have to be done every week. So how will I rank it from 0 to 10? Basically, if I complete the tactic, I'm gonna give myself 10 out of 10 and then go down from there. If I miss a deadline from a little bit, I might not give myself a 0, but if I still did the thing, then I'm gonna probably give myself like a 7. We'll find out as this scoring continues over the next 12 weeks. So of course, I can't just suddenly wake up and do all of this without creating some sense of organization in my life. Now, personally, I know I work awesome. I get my best work done in the morning. So I'm gonna be setting my alarm a little bit earlier a few days a week to get up and complete those tasks. Now, those are the tasks that are gonna lead me to my tactics, which are going to then help me reach my goal. It's been really interesting because usually I try to go super deep and detailed into every single task, every single action, every single thing I need to do to reach a goal. But honestly, I'm just focusing on, here are my tactics. I'm going to complete these each and every week, and that should lead to my goal without a doubt. Okay, that's great. So goals, tactics, there's definitely going to be some tasks that come along with that. I need somewhere to keep myself a little bit organized, so I've decided to use Notion because your girl loves Notion. I decided to keep it simple, very basic, and create my own that works for me. Basically, there's one table that is my goals. There is one table that is my tactics. Then I did create sub-tactics, which are actually going to be basically all my deadlines. So if I have to post a video every week, yes, there's gonna be a sub-tactic every single week to hit and mark and score, and thus give me my overall score for that week. Also, I wanted to make it just clear for myself and my vision because not every single week is every tactic due. I also added in my vision board that I did create at the beginning of 2024 because I did get there, I did get to the vision, and it still holds true today. So I added that as a kind of daily inspiration, daily reminder of what I'm doing this for. If this Notion template seems like it interests you, feel free to duplicate it. It's for free. It's in the description. So now, obviously, I have to put this into play. And basically, as you watch this video, I am completing my first tactic for the week, which is to post this video. I have a second video coming Wednesday, so stay tuned.